Somebody's maybe doing a greenfield migration, or where you've got multiple maybe SAP systems and non-SAP systems, and you're bringing all of that data together into one S4 system. Now, the problem with that is that, you know, that kind of project is big. Everybody goes, oh, we've done it, but then they turn around and they look at what's left, and what's left out there is probably an old ECC6 system, a couple of non-SAP systems, and the problem is you've got to run these systems because of either tax requirements or some form of regulation. You need this data for a period of time. So in the UK, for instance, you need to keep finance data for HMRC tax rules for at least 7 years. But you've moved to your nice S4 system, you've only taken over master data and some open items. You've left the rest of it behind. That behind systems costs you a lot of money, because not only have you got to run them, you've got to keep the operating system upgraded, you've got to keep the database upgraded, you may have to keep application maintenance, and the worst thing probably is the fact that hardware goes out of life typically on a 5-year basis. So you may have to upgrade that hardware even though those systems are only there for audit purposes, but you're having to put money in. And we've seen this numerous times before, where, you know, customers have to keep the data for extended periods of time. And I have to say, you know, maybe 20 years, or if you're a pharmaceutical company, it could be 50 years. If you're a aerospace company, probably the same length of time again. And what have you done? You may have upgraded the hardware 7 to 10 times, and the cost of that is simply ridiculous when you could do something about it. And typically what people do here is, I've taken my data, I've moved it to my new operational HANA system, just the master data and some open items. And what I'm now going to do, and whether it's an SAP or non-SAP system, I'm going to decommission that, and there's lots of ways of doing that. One way here is using this product called ILM, Information Lifecycle Management, where I can take all that data out, I can store it in something that understands that data, I can reattach it to my S4 HANA system, and I can read that data. So I can look at old financial documents, old purchase orders, etc. But what I've done in that case is I've actually turned off that old non-operational system. You know, I've got rid of it. My data is in one place now, and this is what most people do. And again, this is part of the business case, which is going to S4 HANA. If you're doing this kind of migration, then this will save you a lot of money. And we see customers out there that not only got 1 or 2 systems to decommission, but, you know, 20, 30. And, you know, it makes great sense to actually decommission this, because, you know, having 20 or 30 legacy systems out there costs you a lot of money. So good thing to do. Move to nice shiny S4 HANA, look back at all of the old systems, and then think about decommissioning them.